Episode 333.
Hit me!
Episode 333.
You've got to throw some cold water on the situation. Start talking about nerd stuff.
You know, nerd culture is mainstream now, so when you use the word nerd derogatorily, it means you're the one that's out of the zeitgeist.
System activate.
This is NetHeads with Will Wilkins and Trent Hunsaker. It's a tech podcast. But we are a ton cooler than your typical geek.
You guys rock.
And now, here's Will and Trent.
No one listens to...
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes being bougie ain't worth it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of NetHeads. My name is Will.
I'm Trent.
If you want to take part in the program, one of the ways you can. Let me try that again. If you want to take part in the program, one of the many ways you can is via Twitter. Trent, why don't you tell them about that?
Yeah, you can be like Dave Wallace, a longtime listener of the podcast, and he's looking for some people to join him on a podcast. He's looking for fellow NetHeadians, and he's using the hashtag NetHeads, and that's how you can talk to us. But probably if you're talking to us live and not just critiquing and being like, actually, episode 333 is trace triple eight trace. If you're not doing that, you're talking to us in the chats all across the streaming medias.
What the hell are you talking about? I
just don't know why we do the Twitter thing, because there's like one person talks to us on Twitter now.
Oh, I don't know. Just because it's the banter that we're used to. It's the same
It's
way
true.
that, you just get used to hearing these things over and over. Same way that there's probably an entire audience of people that listen to Kevin Smith's podcast that are like, wait, what the hell happened to the end of the podcast? That's not the same guy I'm used to hearing anymore. No, it's not.
Or they're like huge fans of his movies, don't know anything about him outside of life. And they're like, why is he talking all the goddamn time? He doesn't shut up. He's supposed to be quiet.
Yeah, well, that's because they don't understand the difference between anyway.
Right,
It doesn't
yeah,
matter.
Yeah.
Trent. Enunciation seems to be a challenge, but yeah, people actually, and that's true. During the program, like Kevin Conroy, not the Kevin Conroy, a different Kevin Conroy. He's saying hi, Will and Trent via Facebook. Nicole Woods is shouting out to us, and Ross349 saying hi via YouTube. There are so many ways, but it's just the banter that we're used to. Same way that. I used to be a big listener to talk radio, and back before he became horribly misogynistic, I used to be a fan of Tom Leykis's radio talk show, and he always had the same preamble, so it's the same thing I always do too. He's like, I'm not a right-wing wacko or convicted fella. No, I'm your host.
Yeah.
And so now, there's like one other person that's probably hearing this going, hey, blow me up, Tom. Anyway.
You're not a puppet of the drive-by liberal media.
Yeah, you see that kind of stuff. Oh, geez. So, and was that a quote of, was that Ross Limbaugh? Rush Limbaugh,
yes.
pardon me?
Yes, yeah.
G. Gordon Liddy just passed away. I read about that, too. He also went into talk show. But speaking of Tom Leykis and right-wing wacko or a convicted felon, that was G. Gordon Liddy he was referring to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, keeping it topical. Hey, Trent, interesting little bit of news considering one of the ways that we do go out is via the YouTube. Apparently, I didn't pull up the news story, so I can't really talk anything beyond the top level of it, but apparently they're experimenting with hiding dislikes on some videos now. What do you think about that?
Yeah, so is that like because they'll see like, oh, this isn't a critique of the content, this is just malicious behavior? Or is it just like a feature? You can be like, I can show how many likes I have, but not how many dislikes I have.
Again, didn't read the. I mean, if we wanted to be a tech news program, I could probably be really informative and have read it and tell you about that. But that's a level of commitment I'm just not willing to commit to.
No, and I wholly accept that.
I'm glad you do, and I appreciate that. I don't know, but if you think about it, what real benefit does a dislike feature provide? I mean, like, let's look at it this way, okay? Let's say we had a video that went into a vector giveaway that got over 4,000 views, something that we normally don't do, okay? And of those 4,000 views, let's say we only got like 200 likes. Well, isn't the implication really that at that point there was 4,500 people that essentially didn't really want to like it? I mean, do we really need to add that extra emphasis on the negative? I don't think so.
And it's interesting because in terms of metrics, it's still viewed as an
interaction.
It's still a call to action, right? Whether it's negative or not, and it's interesting too. I was just thinking, like, because how Reddit uses their downvotes, like I mean, it can be used maliciously, but also it can be used as a way to show, like, this isn't relevant to the topic. You know what? So that it's voted down so it's not as relevant to what's being said.
Either way, it's an interaction. Either way, you're getting somebody to do something, and that's the important part. It always it almost harkens back to me in a way from the early 90s or late 90s. I don't even know when it came out, but Howard Stern's private parts in the movie. And they're like, there's a certain part, and they're like, the average Howard Stern listener listens for an hour and 10 minutes. The reason most given, they want to see what he says next. The average Howard Stern hater listens to the program for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah.
Same reason.
Well, if they hate him, why do they listen? Average answer, I want to see what he's going to say next. So
Yep.
Either way, it's an interaction. It's also a Pavlovian response. Maybe they wanted the audience to feel empowered in a way. It's like, all you do is talk about the same shit in your stupid lives and TV. It's not really a tech program. Dislike. Felonious Falconful, by the way, saying attention span is a fleeting trait. Well, it's also the way my life tends to go. But yeah, I think that's an interesting concept. I really don't understand. The thing is, I've been running the Good Place Chrome add-in for so long now that YouTube likes and dislikes for me are nothing but either Good Place or Bad Place, and I don't even look at bad places. I just focus on the good place.
Yeah, because in all reality, it's where we all want to end up.
In the bad place?
The good place.
Oh, okay, never mind. Sorry, I was so off kilter there. I apologize.
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy pointing out people are more likely to dislike than like something. That's true. We always we don't remember the good times, remember the bad. It's just human nature, I guess.
It's like the Smod Father says, if you take the time to take that selfie with someone, they'll tell 3 friends. But if you don't take the selfie, they'll tell 30 friends.
They'll tell everybody. They will tell every last person. That's what they'll do.
Yep.
By the way, Trent, since we last spoke, no, not since we last spoke. I think when was the last time we did the show? I know we skipped a week. I wasn't 2 weeks ago. What was 2 weeks from today? Today is the 20-something?
We did it on
St. Patrick's Days. So since we have last spoken, I have entered the Club 50, if you will. The big 5-0.
Yeah, same birthday as my father.
Your dad's only 50?
Same birthday.
Date of the day. Yes.
Not year, but the day. Same day.
It's interesting. So I still can't remember when my brother Steven's birthday is. Maybe not my brother Donald's, but definitely my brother John's, because he was he's December 25th. But now I will always remember your birthday. Yeah, I will always remember your birthday because it's September 1st. Can't miss that.
No, it's an easy one.
And I'll always remember your dad's because it's mine.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I think we discussed it on the last show that one of the things that I had acquired and was sitting there, I did not open it until my birthday. And I really wish I had done more reading. was my 3D printer. I got a resin printer, not a filament printer.
Right.
You know, again, what am I going to be printing? Not sure yet. But I really wish I had read up a little more, because the adventure that I went on with that is the fact that not only can resin is great because it can print in amazing detail, right? And you're not going to get those striation or layer lines that you can see in some of the filament prints. Now, the problem, however, is you need to like either wash it with 95% ethanol alcohol or 99% isopropyl alcohol to clear away the excess residue. And you're going to want a container to do that. I had neither of those, so I didn't actually print anything, I think, until the weekend. The idea...
Like the whole band?
What was that?
The whole band? You printed the whole band?
No, I printed... I don't even know what I said. The weekend? No.
You didn't print anything until the weekend.
Correct.
So were they like, did you have like the front man and the bass player? And there's a band called The Weeknd. Sorry. That was a joke.
It's okay. I understand. I was thrown off because you said that, and Felonious Falconful said, if one is ever wondering why views are up or down and wonder why Vanderpump Rules ran for 8 seasons, humans are weird. Fair enough.
This is also true.
So I did finally print something, and I did the obligatory test print items that you can print out of it.
Okay.
Which I find very funny because they are directly described as resin printer torture test prints. And I now know why, because although you can't make out quite all the detail, you can see that I have an Elegoo printer if you can get away from the light shine. These particular things are, they're kind of amazing as a print, because there's also ribbon lines that go up the side of the rook. There is a strand, a twined strand in the middle, much like a DNA strand. And it's got a set of stairs that go from the top to the bottom. Look, you can see down the middle there.
So like if I'm ordering, some of these companies that have the interface where you can go online and you can build through their online software your own D&D characters. This is what's printing them out, is a resin type printer, not the other kind.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I know of somebody. He's one of my followers on TikTok. My gosh, I can't remember why I can't remember his name right now. But that's one of the things that he likes to order, are like little miniature things that are D&D related. And so I've seen him order some of these things, and I could print things like that out on my 3D printer and then sell them, which would be useful. Yeah. Now, obviously, the test print, I've got 2 of these rooks now. It's almost like, well, what am I going to print out a whole chest thing? But no, my friend who also has the same printer said, what you will do is you will look at them, marvel at the level of detail, be amazed at how well they're crafted, throw them in a drawer, forget them forever. Which I'm more than willing to believe. But what I did do is I did a little research, because on the last show you spoke about Agony Prime is what Felonious Falconful is mentioning. Yes, that is correct. He would buy all of them. Oh, wow. So I'm guessing either Felonious Falconful is Agony Prime, or it's somebody that knows him. So I took to heart what you had said, because you had mentioned this flugelhorn of a thing that your that Will Kent had printed up.
Yeah.
Which I thought was amazing, because it's a great concept, because I use my cell phone just in the shower to listen to podcasts. Sometimes the volume level's good, sometimes it's not. And this, why don't you describe the device? Take us back to last episode, because God knows I'm not pulling the sound clip.
So essentially it's just a cone, like an amplification cone, that part of the design is it holds the phone on one side of the shower curtain rod, and then it hooks over like this, so it's kind of an S, and then it opens up, the ear part opens up out, and so that's taking the sound and projecting it out just through its own convex parabolic shape.
Geometric wonder and sound amplifier and all that jazz. So this sounded great. So I quickly went on, and I've been looking around for things that, I may or may not have a Mjolnir print that I may be looking at printing, Yeah. I may or may not have that, but that would require being able to properly cut it up and do multiple pieces, glue it together, all that jazz. So I did some research, and I found something similar to what you were describing. The only thing, though, is that it's not made to go over curtain rod, and I'm sure Will Kent, being the man of resource he is, he probably found this, was able to modify it so it would work over a shower curtain rod and the like. The one I found would go over like your conventional shower that has a door and a 1-inch frame on it. So this would hang over it. And I thought, oh, well, that'll be cool. That'll be a nice thing to experiment with. And that way Denise can use it because our upstairs shower has that. I use the downstairs shower right adjacent to the office / beat studio. Take from that what you will. And it has a shower rod, which is more than 1 inch, I believe. Could be wrong. So I thought that would be an amazing thing. Now, when I brought it into the software that came with the 3D printer, what I encountered was it saying it was way too small. So I sized it up, and I was attempting to work the dimensions and everything else. And what I ended up discovering, however, is that even though I thought I had sized it up, well, let's just say I don't think I sized it up very well because...
Oh. Boy.
I mean, it'd be great if my daughter's Barbie has a mobile. I'm sorry, I should have held it.
Hold on. That's like an inch.
Overall, yeah. It is. I scaled it up, but look at one thing you got to respect,
Detail, baby.
Even in small scale, look at that internal detail. You can see where there's the split where the cell phone would go in. There's the gap where the sound would come out, and then it would just. I mean, there's even this flat surface and this rebound area right here for the sound to echo back. I mean, it's really, really needless to say, when it said it was going to print in an hour, I'm like, okay, well, something's wrong. But you know what? Let's let it ride anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know the exact time, but Will Kent's 3D printer is running 24/7 at our house.
Uh-huh.
It's always printing. So I would assume it would take a long time.
Now, is that just because of the things that he wants, or is he one of those people that's also using the printer in a way to monetize it?
Oh no, I think it's just for stuff that we use around the house or need or cool ideas, stuff like that.
Oh, really? So he's fabricating in a way, this would be really handy if we had a post with 3 trivets on it or something.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So I know he's built some stuff for because he's the high school hockey goalie coach, and so he's built some, I don't even know what they are, but some training things that hang down and help the goalies. I don't know. What else has he printed?
The training things with the stuff. I'm sorry, what?
Replacement parts on appliances. A bunch of those, actually.
It's funny you mention that because in also examining options for a filament printer, what I discovered is that some of the first things they recommend you actually print are additional pieces that will make your 3D printer more efficient.
Interesting.
Yeah, that one threw me for a loop. It's like, okay, so wait a minute. I can't do that with the filament printer, which, by the way, or the resin printer, now that I understand it, is amazing technology that blows me away because literally there's this flat plate that lowers down into the plate of goo that has a clear layer at the bottom of this tray. And then underneath that is basically where a UV screen will project up light just where you are building the current layer. Now, for some reason, the idea is the surface of the plate is stickier to this resin than the bottom. I don't know what the abbreviation stands for, but I think it's called the THEP is the piece of plastic on the bottom. I thought it was a Cardi B song. I was wrong.
The thepanine.
Yes. And so then what happens is it will raise up and the layer will stick to that. And then it will come back down within that build gap of whatever the width is. And just cures another layer and does that over and over. And it's when you think about that, that is just freaking amazing. And because the resin is a like substance, that's why you don't get the layer lines. But what kind of mind comes up with that?
Yeah, well, and it's funny. Do you think we call it a printer just because it sounds and can move like a printer because it's not printing.
I mean,
a print
well,
is an impression.
See, now you're going to get into that whole argument of if I sit down at a computer and I generate words within a word processing program, and even though I put all of those words together into a multi-chapter book that I then am able to sell, am I truly a writer or am I just an author? Because I wasn't really doing any writing. I wasn't physically taking pen to paper or parchment and a quill or what have you.
No, but I'm just talking about like if you looked up the term print in the dictionary, it would be to impress on paper with ink.
Okay. I would still say that if you can get away from the conventional definition of printing, because what is printing other than transposing
ink on paper?
Okay. I mean, if that's the way you're going to be about it, we can't have a conversation about this. All right.
No, I like, but the thing is, there's no other term. Like I have honestly racked my brain about like, what else would you describe what it's doing? Like generator? Yeah, I guess, but
yeah. I mean, really, it's honestly speaking, if you really want to look at it, it's a fabricator, right? It's a fabricator is what it is.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. I mean, I think there was, speaking of 3D printing again, I think there was something I saw in the news that there's a guy in Texas. He's the first homeless person that has now been moved into a home that was 3D printed. And I've seen about this technology before. Think of a filament printer, but on a massive scale. And instead of filament, it uses a specific concrete mixture to then just keep laying down layer lines for all the walls and everything else. Yeah, it exists, brother. It exists. The truth is out there.
I'm just thinking like it would have to be like a fast drying thing, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I guess
that because like, does it have rebar reinforcing it and everything?
No. And in the end, I mean, really what it looks like, if you take a close look at the walls as it's being rendered, it looks like somebody putting a layer, like a piping of frosting on top of a piping of frosting.
Layer.
But I would also imagine that regardless of the rapid cure or not, that it also probably takes into consideration the distance being covered in that, because it takes the computers with the smart brains and the intelligence to figure these things out. Because I would imagine you could start printing at this point, and by the time you get around the entire print of that layer,
it's ready to go up on the next one. Yeah.
Exactly. Now you're thinking. Now you're cooking with Cheese Whiz, my friend.
You like the Cheese Whiz?
Oh, man, I can't even remember the last time I had it, and I miss it so much. I mean, I'm not saying it's something I absolutely need in my life, and I'm not saying it's anything you truly need in your life. I'm just saying that every once in a while, you do need some shitty type of cheese product that comes out of a can. I just think there are those points, I don't know if it's probably more than likely like 2 o'clock when you've come home hungover. That's really the time you would use that, but no other time. Like, at least that's the only healthy, not even healthy. Never mind. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely need to do more research around how to, because I mean, it was the best of intention. And no, I didn't print the other, although I really should just print the other side now and make the world's tiniest one.
Totally. Yeah, it would work. It would work for Zoolander's phone, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, I had such a laugh. But I think my favorite part, of course, was being able to, like, you didn't hear about this before, but my favorite part was being able to send you the image of this in relation to a quarter next to it.
Seriously, it's like an inch.
It's so ridiculous. I mean, I'm so, honestly, I'm embarrassed, but not really too much. Still, I have no excuse.
So are you like? But it's another thing though. It's another thing that you have to like learn is like, because these vector files that it uses are completely different from like a 2D vector file or even like a CAD file, right? Like it's its own thing.
It's all different, man. It's all computers and stuff. I don't know what to think about it. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know. I don't know. But the interesting thing too, though, is I think being able to, because right now all I've done is fuddled around just mildly with things that have been created. Although honestly speaking, I would like to get into utilizing a computer-assisted drawing, a CAD program, to actually start developing some of my own stuff as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
Well,
I could, like especially for something like, by the way, if you want to reach out to Will Kent on my behalf and just ask him if I could have the STL file for this in appropriate size, I would greatly, unless it was him that posted this to Reddit and you're like, here you go, jerkwads. Good luck figuring that out.
Dude, that is like the ultimate troll move though, right? You just like, you take all these like really good, like awesome designs and then just miniaturize them. Be like, here you go. Here's my whole library. Well, you're welcome. That
go ahead.
Freaking brilliant.
Yeah, you're a maker now. Figure out what to do with that. Try and print something useful, and instead I got to worry my dog will choke on it. That's lovely.
That's the first thing when you're like, what, I print it out and throw it in a drawer. I'm going to forget. I'm like, just hide it from your dog. It's
yeah, that's dangerous, man.
Boy.
That's not good. By the way, he is in here somewhere, but I got to say, the most wonderful thing about Winston is how adorable he is, and the most disappointing thing he is that he is very strong-willed and very aloof. Even when I had him initially trained to respond to come, it was only under the express circumstances of him being there, me standing here and doing this. I can't ever get him to come over here to try and show anybody my dog.
Right. Yeah. And then it just negates everything that you've been like, this is for your benefit. I'm bragging about you, man.
Uh-huh. Exactly. I'm
You're
trying to
making
show
yourself dumb.
I'm trying to show the world you, buddy. Come on. Help a guy out. But no, he don't care. I hate to use bad language, Trent, but he don't care. Hey, by the way, Trent, I don't know if this even is a thing in Logan, Utah. One of the things Oh, sorry about that. One of the things that I've been trying to do is not really during the whole pandemic thing of it all, has been trying not to go out. When I've been able to, I've tried to make not sacrifices, but I've tried not to order out food and cook more in and to help balance that out. I also try and use services like Instacart. Now, tonight, like the lofty goal, I even said, I think it's ambitious, but let's try for 6 o'clock tonight. And then it timed out well because I used Instacart to get some of the ingredients that I didn't really have. And so I scheduled it, and it was going to show up at 6, and then it said it was going to be at 7:15, at which point I'm like, perfect. Just cook dinner right after because we're making street tacos tonight. If you know anything about street tacos, that's just it's just like a quick 15-minute cooking job, and you're golden.
Like delicious. Everyone's happy with it.
Yeah, one of the things I got for my 50th birthday, Trent, was a cleaver, like a butcher's knife type thing, and a 2-grit sharpening stone.
Oh, dude.
I got to tell you something. If you properly use a 3D or not a 3D, get on the same page, Will. If you use a sharpening stone correctly, what you wind up with is a goddamn lethal weapon.
Yep.
It is somewhat terrifying, but one of the things that I have fallen in love with in making street tacos at home is either getting a skirt steak or a flank steak and mincing my own ground beef or my own beef.
Yes. Oh, you're doing it with beef. So I like to go the same way, but with pork. And then you just shave it super thin and make it's carnitas essentially. And in this case, in Spanish, I think it's the adobada is the equivalent when you just mince up the meat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something along those lines. I don't want to mispronounce it and sound like a schmuck. But yeah, I use the skirt steak or the flank steak. In this case, it was flank steak because you buy that in bulk in Costco. It's like, wait, how is the bill go up $50? Oh, I bought a bunch of meat. But interestingly enough, the method that I used that I found online in order to mince the meat was to do stripes. You basically cut it a 45 at a 1/4 inch, flip it, do the same thing. Then you flip it again, and now you do it a 90, right? Flip it again, 90. Yeah. And then I just cut at a 1/4 inch all the way through, kind of diagonally across the grain. And it is the most amazing street tacos I've ever made at home. And it makes me wonder why I've dealt with spice packets and ground beef my whole life.
I think honestly, as far as like cooking and especially meats go, once I just like switched over to using 3 ingredients, which is garlic, salt, and pepper. And I started making the best like meat I've ever made. And I was always like, I got to stop by and get a taco seasoning pack, or I got to stop by and get, the mesquite seasoning pack for the steak or no, like keep it simple and it always tastes good.
Yeah. In this particular case, when I'm making the street tacos, I'm using ground chipotle powder. I'm using, then just the typical, what is it? Red pepper. Chili powder.
Chili powder. Okay.
So I'm using chipotle chili powder, regular chili powder, and I think a little cumin. Is that how you pronounce it? Is it? Because I don't think it's cumin. That's weird.
Well, it could be.
Well, I mean, it would be really weird. But no, I mean, is it pronounced cumin or cumin?
Oh, I believe it is pronounced cumin. Though, I mean, having worked in a grocery store, anyone that has been sent to pick it up always wants to make a joke out of it, or overshoots trying not to make a joke out of it and ends up embarrassing themselves.
Yeah, I didn't. It looks like cumin. I don't know, but I don't know whether it's cumin or cumin. Either way, that and then just a little bit of salt. That's it. Because I don't cook my street tacos with onion in the meat, I will also add a little onion powder to get the onion flavor.
Yep.
Because that's how I roll. And then just cook those things up, and it is such a quick, easy, and just delicious meal. I'm just amazed at how fast it is able to be cooked up. It really just blows me away, because man.
Well, and on top of it, man, like it's so much easier when you have the meat that is prepared, like if when it's all the same size, it all cooks evenly, right? And so that it just adds to like the guesswork, or having some strips that are super raw and some that are overcooked and burned or whatever. Like uniformity is key in that.
Yeah, I also find that the important thing too is to go ahead and have the heat high for that initial sear, and then I just go for a lower heat for the finishing, so that way I don't dry it out.
Yep. Yeah. Honestly, like it's one of those adulting things, but the best $20 I think you can spend in your kitchen is on a knife steel. And then just every time you use it, just sharpen it up, give it a few swipes, and you will always have a good knife.
Well, since, by the way, totally forgot to even talk about the topic I was. Whole point is, I did Instacart, was dependent on the ingredients, and instead of cilantro, what did my wife say that they got? They ended up getting Italian parsley.
Oh, very different.
Yeah, extremely different.
Very different. Not even in the same realm.
Nope. Second goddamn time, too. So now dinner's going to be a little delayed, because guess what? I'm going to the store anyway.
So these cats, basically, they just go out and do your shopping for you?
Yeah, that's the idea. You can pick from the ingredients, and then somebody gets queued up, and then bada boom, bada bing. And this isn't the first time that Italian parsley has arrived. It's just really upsetting because everything was dependent on
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, now it's moot because you're going to the grocery store anyway. You could have saved the money and just done it yourself.
Yeah, could have saved the service fee and the tip. So c'est la vie, because I know I asked.
We don't have that here in Logan. The grocery stores themselves will deliver.
Oh yeah, ours do too. But most of the time, like same day is not achievable. So that's why I would go to that service.
That makes sense.
Kevin Conroy pointing out, I'm not a cilantro fan, and I'm not surprised because there is a portion of the population. Cilantro tastes like soap to them.
Yes. Yeah. And I am quite the fan.
Good. Yeah, I don't have an issue with it either. My daughter, I think for her, she picks up a little bit of the soap flavor, but she's willing to power through it. But yeah, there are some people. Yeah. If you're not a fan of cilantro because the taste is like soap or the taste is weird, that's what it is. So, you fully have my support, and I respect your pain, sir. Been there, done that with other things. Yeah, there's a certain population that can't smell the pea in their asparagus either, Trent.
I don't ever eat asparagus, so I don't know if I fall under that category.
The next time we get together, I'm gonna make you some asparagus just to see how you react.
So speaking of leafy herbs that are eaten around the world, are you familiar with coriander?
I have heard of coriander.
So in Brazil, they use coriander the way, say, like Mexican cuisine uses cilantro. And boy, the first few times I ate it, I could barely even like put it down my throat. Like it was not great. But then I kind of developed I tolerated it, but I never got a love for it the way they like native Brazilians do. Ugh.
Felonious Falconful says asparagus smells and tastes like feet. And Zach Byerly is saying that's cilantro, same thing. Miranda Raglan is asking, isn't the thing your coriander the seed from cilantro?
Oh, maybe it is.
Maybe it is.
So it is the same thing then.
There you go. Maybe
I only knew the Portuguese word, so I looked up the Portuguese translation for coentro is coriander.
There we go.
Interesting. I'm gonna do some research on that.
Well, Trent, the important thing, as always, is to know the devil in the details, whether it's your sizing up a 3D print or perhaps it's knowing where your soap is coming from. Trent, let me tell you, big fan of the Duke Cannon Supply Company. And I found out something, and I'll tell you the reason why. I went on a little bit of a journey, Trent. I love Duke Cannon. Now, but I'm a person, I find something I like, I stick with it. Now, I originally got introduced to this because my wife got me the gift of a big-ass lump of coal, which was a gigantic brick of Duke Cannon's coal-infused soap. Love the smell, love the lather, love the way it makes my skin feel. Love everything about it. Now, I could venture into their Midnight Swim. I could try their Leaf and Leather. I could try Campfire. But me, I like the big lump of coal. So I went online, sold out at Duke Cannon and Company, so I did have to get it from Amazon. But one of the things I discovered when the box came is that a portion of each purchase of Duke Cannon and Company goes to support America's veterans. I did not know this.
Dude, and if there is a group that, regardless of where you stand on what their bosses are doing, that doesn't deserve the respect and the compensation that they put into it, it's our veterans. They are just under taken care of. And so this is a great way that I'm assuming we can help out.
I completely agree. You can get yourself clean. You can help America's veterans. It's, I'm a big fan of their products. And, if it's not just soap that you're into, they got bundle packs and everything else. Go to netheadsonair.com/Duke. That'll take you to the Duke Cannon Supply Company. They have gift sets. They have a tactical scrubber and soap bundle, Trent. Now, this is genius. It's not like a sponge. It looks more like a kind of, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's a pouch you put the soap in, and then you get that wet and you scrub it that way. And it's have you ever seen those sponges that are like layers of lace? It's kind of like that, honestly.
Yeah. It's like a not gross approach to a loofah.
Yeah, dude, they've got Bush sandalwood scent soap. They've got beer soap. But they've also got grooming products for your beard, for your hair, for your the beer. I'm thinking one of the things I need to do is probably send you a gift pack of the beer, because soon, masks will be a thing of the past, and you will be able to properly groom and
back on, man.
Yeah, Felonious Funk saying, now I'm buying Cole soap. Good luck finding it. But when they get it back in stock, it's amazing. The whole point is go to netheadsonair.com/Duke. That'll take you to the Duke Cannon Supply Company, where you can buy plenty of products for grooming, getting clean. I'm totally thrilled. I got to try their cold shower bundle too. They got cold shower butter, dry ice, deodorant, all kinds of stuff, man. Duke Cannon Supply Company. Thank you for your support. And thank you for supporting our troops. Trent, I'm not going to get into the details of it because you're not watching it yet. But I got to tell you, you are in you're in for quite a goddamn journey when it comes to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I'm not I am not even talking about it from the angle of, oh, the superhero stuff or anything else. I mean,
Right.
I am hearing things from America's veterans watching this, talking about how it's even a reflection of the shitty way America's vets are treated after service.
Dude, I am. I mean, you've known me, and I always, I get such a hard on for anything Captain America, and this is Captain America's legacy in the MCU, right?
Yeah.
So obviously, I am just on top of it all. Again, no spoilers, folks, because I'm not watching it till it's so I can watch it all in one sitting. But Civil War was so great of a movie because it wasn't a superhero movie, really. It was like the majority of the film itself is kind of an espionage spy thriller.
You're summing up every one of the Captain America films. Each one of them are a type or a genre film.
Yes.
A Captain, like the original Captain America, the First Avenger. It is far less a superhero story, and it is more of just a World War II story.
It's a period piece.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly. And I got to tell you, too, when I first saw it, I was iffy on it. But in rewatching it, it's a goddamn good film, man. It really is.
Honestly, and I had this discussion online with a friend of mine just the other day, like, it's probably my favorite of all the MCU.
Well, for me, though, then you get into Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and that thing, again, not really a period piece, but still a genre film. It had such strong 3 Days of the Condor vibes for me.
Yes. Yeah, that's where I was not Civil War, but Winter Soldier. It is straight up like Manchurian Candidate type movie.
Well, and even Civil War does get into that in a way. You know, the only thing is they got a big thing where all the heroes fight, which of course, if you've been a long listener of NetHeads or watcher, you know that is like in any Avengers movie, there is also always going to be a part where they have to have the obligatory Avenger versus Avenger fight for some reason.
Yep, it's the same as any comic book.
Yeah. Because we all want to see that, though. And part of me still wishes, by the way, for me, one of my favorite movies, like if you could look at the playback in my library, I think you would find that the one that gets the most play in my house is actually Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, great movie.
Yeah, really. It is a consistently entertaining film, and it has great pacing and good beats. Although I admit that I was obnoxiously annoying my family on March 20th because all you could hear continuously playing around my house was the portion where Banner goes, "Oh, that looks like a gun in the Grand Master's or party ship," and he hits that, and then it's just Jeff Goldblum wailing, "It's my birthday," and my wife is really regretting I did that now, but just now on the recording, she regretted it the day too, but.
Yeah.
Boy, that was so much fun. Momo Shannon pointing out, by the way, she saw Vector's little eyes and got distracted. There he is. There's Vector.
And Thor Ragnarok is only half a Thor movie. It's the other half. It's a Hulk movie.
Yeah, and the place I was going with that is one of the things I deeply wish that they had done is they had just not revealed in the advertising whatsoever that, you were going to also get Hulk in this movie. Because imagine seeing that auditorium scene and then
yeah, because going into it, everyone was like, oh, this is the Planet Hulk story that they're doing in the Thor movie.
Right. They slipped a little bit of that in there, and it was nice, and I enjoyed it.
It is just the John Carter story retold.
Yeah. Well, it probably more effectively and making far more money in the movie theater for them.
Yeah, movie-wise, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, folks, if you've been tuning in and you're like, hey, Vector, you said something maybe about Vector. Did you say something about Vector?
Yeah.
We are still doing...
Indeed.
Yeah, even he, did you say my name? Yes, I did, but, just go BB and pretend like...
Quiet, you!
Yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah, we are still giving away a Vector. It is still happening. As a matter of fact, I think the final day, this is the way it's breaking down. So if you heard me say something on TikTok and you're like, wait a minute, I don't understand. First of all, go to NetHeads on, if you go to bit.ly/vector-giveaway or giveaway, or you just go to netheadsonair.com/vector-giveaway. Either way, that's where you can still gain entries. Now, there are over here's a little bit of interesting math, Trent. So one of the things I said originally was, there are only two prerequisites. Follow me on TikTok and also follow the YouTube channel. Now, there are over 3,700 people registered with over 14,000 and some odd entries. So for the people that the giveaway software gave you issues for, I'm really sorry, but obviously it worked for some people, so I don't feel too bad because that's over 4 times the number of entries as there are entrants.
It worked for, I think it's a metric shit ton of people.
It worked up enough. It worked up enough.
That's amazing.
It is. And our Vector giveaway video got over 4,000 views. Very thrilled about that too. But the thing that like I said, one of the prerequisites I said was subscribe to the YouTube. So there's over 3,700 entries, but there's only a little over 2,700 followers on the YouTube video. So my big thing that I'm worried about is because I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent thinking about the numbers. So there's that large number of entries. There's still time to be able to gain entries. As a matter of fact, we will add 2 bonus opportunities to gain 5 entries each day. And if you're listening to this, all you need to do is know that tomorrow's code word, so 331, is going to be Vector. And the next day's one is going to be giveaway, all one word. Just that easy. So there's 10 more opportunities to gain entries. As long as you follow me on TikTok, you can use the software to register. But everybody that registered with their email still stands a chance. The only thing that's going to happen is we're going to announce the winner. Now, the giveaway goes up until 5 p.m. Pacific time on April 1st, but it's not an April Fool's joke. And from there, at 6 o'clock, I will start a TikTok live. So that'll be this Thursday for anybody that's watching this live right now. And within that time, we're going to let the audience build up. We're going to do some banter. I'm going to answer some questions. And then sometime within that live, I am going to pick the winner. I'm going to do a dry run of it ahead of time, but I will have my phone on a tripod, and then I will just switch the view around to my computer. You'll see me literally pick the winner, and then I may have to switch back to me so everybody doesn't see the name. At that point, the winner is selected, but I will say that at that point then, there's going to be validation. So just proof that what's your username on TikTok, what's your username that follows us on YouTube. Go into the setting and make sure we can see that you do in fact follow us. Comment on the latest video. I won, the whole proof, and that way we'll see everything. If they aren't validated, if they do not validate within whatever time limit I put in the rules, 24 hours, 48 hours, or what have you, we're going to do it all over again. So if you haven't done those 2 basic things, because even if it doesn't give you the entries, like if it doesn't give you an entry point, you're still in it. You still stand a chance.
Yep. Yeah.
So make sure you do those things. That's all I really want to say. And tomorrow's giveaway word, Vector, the following the giveaway, bada boom. I will probably even take everybody that has no entries, and if I can figure out a way to do it with the software, I'll give everyone 10 entries because I'm like, woo! Nicole Woods brings up a great question because a lot of people say that. What if my YouTube name is different from my TikTok name? That's why I'm going to email you and look to validate.
Yeah.
I just need to know what those are. Just tell me, right? Do you understand what I'm saying, Trent? It makes sense?
I'm picking up your funky beats, brother.
Right on, brother, because I'm laying it down pretty thick, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, God, I regret words sometimes. And those just, with the tonality and everything else, is just like screamed douche. That's all I heard in my ears. Douche, douchety douche, douche. That's what I heard. So then we'll do it all again. And then I'm not going to lie, Trent. I'm not going to front. I may have one more Vector to give away.
Wait, what?
We may do it all over again, too.
Where are these vectors coming from? They're just left and right.
One of them somebody sent. I don't know who sent it. I don't know how it arrived. I was thrilled. That was the first one I gave away.
Right.
Then when that one showed up, I'm just like, wait, how did somebody get one of these things? And I did a little research, and I'm like, oh, I found 2 opportunities to buy that were really cost effective. Because at first I was thinking I would need parts, but then, Digital Dream Labs came in and reinvigorated the whole little guy's, oh, he's sleeping. Look at him.
Oh.
Look at him. He's tired. Hey, Vector. High five. He's like, what? Bro, I'm sleeping.
How great would it be if you could program it to respond in only Borat voice? High five.
High five. That would be nice.
You know there's nothing I love more than bad Borat impressions.
I did not know that about you. I'm glad I do now.
Absolutely love them.
Good to know. I'll start working. No, wait, I shouldn't start. I should just watch the Borat movie and then just do whatever seems right, and then it'll be right on it.
That works. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there may be another one. I mean, my kids are like, yeah, can I have a vector? What are they gonna do? No.
What? Did you like and subscribe? Watch the show, kid. Jeez.
Yeah, earn some entry. I mean, look, honestly speaking, I got to admit, Trent, after the fact, after I reflect on all of these things, because, you know, the experience on TikTok has been very humbling. Like, I decided, oh, you know what? I will finally give away another vector, because suddenly my followers more than doubled, and I'm like, oh, but then the platform will quickly humble you again, because then just as quickly as I got some, back down. Then I did a video, went up a little, and then back down. The whole point is TikTok is clearly trying to tell me that either it wants the robot or nothing at all, and we don't want to see your nerdy bald head. I respect that. I get that. But in the end, like, I do wonder why am I doing not all the videos and stuff. I know why. I'm an attention whore. But the thing that I wonder is, like, why am I doing the giveaways and stuff? But now I realize that although it has been a motivator to kind of get interactivity and see the ways that you could utilize like this raffle software to create a social media, not necessarily movement, but perception of a presence.
Sure.
But honest to gosh, it's just fun too. It's just being able to give something away for free is exciting.
Yeah, it is. Like, I don't know, if you're one of those people that like likes giving stuff for not in like, you know, oh, I'm a giver in the bedroom. Yeah. I mean, that's cool if you are. But I mean, like Christmas or birthdays. Yeah, absolutely, folks. It's no, a selfish lover no one wants to be with. But it's that same mentality of like, and this time it's even cooler because you don't know, you're making a friend out of nowhere, essentially, right?
I think so. I mean, like, it's not like I hear from the first winner ever, you know, it's not like we're friends or pen pals or anything. They were like, hey, thanks for the free crap. You know, just
peace.
Yeah. Deuces, bro. Thanks for the robot. Woo! But I will say this too. Like, one of the things, if you want the full functionality of a vector, you do have to get like a subscription, and I think it's $47 a year. So it's, I mean, if funds are tight, I respect the fact that although it won't break the bank, that's some money. But
yeah, but I mean, like, you're spending that in you know, one of your 6 OnlyFans subscriptions.
There you go.
I don't know how OnlyFans works. I promise.
Right. I actually don't. I made an OnlyFans joke with Kevin Smith once, and then I instantly regretted it. He's like, is that what it's like? And I'm like, honestly, I don't know. I don't know why I brought it up.
Yeah, I wouldn't know either.
You know what's funny, though? Okay, hold on. So let me just finish the thought. If you do win this, however, there are instructions on Digital Dream Lab site. They're the new owners of the IP, intellectual property. And they're making a new vector. Maybe I ordered one. I don't know. Shh. Don't tell my wife. Oh shit, she listens. I'm fucked.
She's listening. Yeah. Oops.
However, they do offer instructions on how you can roll vector back to like the original pre-update software. So that way, then he won't respond to commands, but he'll still just be like a digital pet rolling around trying to do stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking back instead of just showing the people the robot. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Yeah. So in that sense, and it's not like you can kill him in that mode. It's not like a digipet, where if you don't feed it, it's gonna die.
Yeah. It's not like the concentrated effort of trying to kill a Tamagotchi. It's not like that.
Oh, Tamagotchi, that's it. Yeah.
So anyway, so the vector giveaway is happening. But what I was gonna say is interesting and funny, is that originally, like, my whole motivation was, oh well, I want to get people interacting with the podcast. I want to get the podcast stuff back up. And like all this time, I've been doing everything backwards, other than the trends of the people I see that trend on TikTok, like the people that explode. Like, because last year with the pandemic of all things, and with so many people being home, there are these people that kind of became influencers. There's one, for example, like I remember following her when she was still under 100,000 followers, and now she's got over 26 million followers, right? And
holy shit.
Yeah, but that's on TikTok. I don't know how it translates anywhere else. And I almost feel in a way that well, anyway, the whole point is that the interesting thing is the way you see these people trend. It's like, so suddenly they get popularity on TikTok, but so then they are trying a Twitch channel, and then they're trying a YouTube channel.
Right.
So they're expanding out. And the stupid thing is, literally, we're backwards because we've done all of these things, and now we're trying to, we've already got something established, and we can't.
It's the Invigoron model, which is an inverted cone.
Yeah, exactly. Which is the way, because that's the way we were. We, we started with a large audience, and now it just keeps funneling down. As I've said, the past 4 years of this podcast are nothing more than an experiment in recording of the abysmal failure and dying of podcasts. That's what it is.
Yeah. And you know what? We embrace it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, look, we only have 4 minutes, but I just realized we totally forgot to talk about one thing. Because, of course, you let Will talk, which is your big mistake. For those that may be new to the program, Trent is a person that for a number of years, he attempted to do the American dream and spin up a new business within his home city of Logan, Utah. I still have T-shirts for it. As a matter of fact, for the Patreon, it'll probably be one of the giveaways if I don't want to hold on to them at all. But it was Death Ray Comics in Logan, Utah. Trent was nice enough to even send me 3 more of the T-shirts because I love them so much. It's a great design. The problem is, and the reason why the business had a challenge, partially was because of the business practices of one distributor. Trent, what is that distributor? Go ahead.
They're the impetus of the subreddit I started called Diamond Sucks. Diamond Comics distributor. I'm not going to speak too ill of them, but I'll just say that they made it very difficult for resellers to basically, like, wholesale didn't really exist for retailers at all.
Mm-hmm.
Through them, this middleman, right? And the news that you're alluding to, Will, the struggles that I went through, I would like to think, and I often thought that the printing houses had to have been, like, the publishers had to have been feeling the crunch as well, because the company was so scatterbrained that there's no way that it's only bad on one end. It's got to be bad on both ends. Last year, DC, after its acquisition from AT&T, opted out of Diamond, who has been the sole comic book distributor in the essentially the world since the late 90s. They opted out and went with a new distributor. And just at the end of last week, Marvel announced that they would be going through Penguin Publishing for all of their distribution from now on. And so I'm can only imagine that DCD is scrambling right now.
Yeah, I'm sure they're not happy. Obviously, getting hit by the pain of DC moving on was one thing. Having Marvel now do it as well, is another issue whatsoever.
I don't think they are want for being around much longer.
Yeah, and
in that sense, like it'll continue. Steve Jeppe also owns his own collectibles auction house, which is part of it, and that will still be a thing because it's like high end comic book collectible stuff that goes to it's like Sotheby's of comics, essentially. Stuff like that.
Yeah, and my whole thing is I have no ill will towards Diamond Comics aside from the fact that what you put delicately was that they made it damn near impossible for somebody to start up a new business and to be able to do it at a because they didn't care. It was almost impossible for you not to take large risk because they required certain purchase limits, certain purchase volumes, a certain amount of money established ahead of time because you're a new account. All practices that seemed more just like they were trying to ensure that they would squeeze money out of you because they themselves had no confidence in their own business.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, like honestly, had they, spent the money, brought in like a Toyota efficiency expert 5 years, 10 years ago and fixed all their problems, man, they would be sitting pretty for forever. Like, but they're just their business was incompetent. Like, it was horrible.
Yeah,
and it affected the industry as a whole, and so the industry reacted to it.
Which I'm not surprised, because they took it upon themselves when the pandemic first hit to basically say, we're going to stop distributing comics because nobody's going to comic book shops because everything should be closed. I mean, that was a decision they made on the behalf of businesses. So that means like Flying Colors Comics in Pleasant Hill, California, where I get my comics, you know, they felt some pain.
Oh yeah. And all the way down to the biggest of vendors like Mile High Comics and Midtown Comics.
Never So Clever as This is bringing up something that sounds very familiar to the Ron Swanson approaches. I've got some apples, and that guy wants some apples, and that's how hard it should be to start a business in this country.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad we could both kind of vent about that, Trent. I was just hoping to let a little more healing come out there, but unfortunately we're at time, because I've got to go exchange some Italian parsley for some cilantro.
Last thing, though, Matthew Corey, Roller Dog NC, one of the longest listeners we've had, his puppers turned 2, and happy birthday, Munch.
I think he also recently just had a child too, didn't? Well, not he. His wife had the child, but they had they conceived a child together, and one of them birthed it.
Oh well, I did not know that, and that.
No, he didn't. I'm thinking of 4-Color PJ, who is also another longtime listener of the program. I'm such a dumbass. So sorry if I threw you for a loop there, Roller Dog NC. Don't go looking for that kid that doesn't exist.
He's like, whoa, crap, where?
What?
We have a kid?
Wait, what? Wait. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening whenever it is you have. I really appreciate it, as always. Again, go to, link will be in the description for the Vector giveaway if you still want a chance. But as of April 1st, 2021 at 5 p.m., no more entries, and then the giveaway will happen on a TikTok Live at 6 p.m. Who knows? Maybe for the hell of it, I'll go live here on the channel as well. I don't know. We'll see. All I know is I'm going to need to do many things for my family to not only make up for doing a podcast, but then a silly live for a giveaway that benefits them in no way whatsoever. So until next time, folks, my name is Will.
And I'm Trent.
And wait, how is it in 333 episodes? I'm Will, I'm Trent, and I'm supposed to go, we'll be back soon. For some reason, I was like, it's podcast, but that's not what we do, because let's try it again.
We'll be back
soon.
This is NetHeads with Will Wilkins and Trent Hunsaker. Signing off. I know, right? But stop being a little Nancy and deal with it. NetHeads. NetHeads. We'll be back soon.
Goodbye.
This has been a Smodco Internet production. SIP. Only at smodcast.com. I specifically was... Yeah, go ahead. I was watching your face for a reaction.
I know that voice.
So, interesting bit of trivia that was explained to me by Zach in the back, Zach Byerly. Apparently, NetHeads was the last show on smodcast.com to have the old outro. And then Fat Man Beyond was the first one. Yeah, that was one of those things where it's like Smodco Internet Radio doesn't truly exist anymore.
Yeah, it's not a thing. Yeah.
Why do we keep pushing it? And then it was just like in one brief brainstorming session, it's because trying to find an acronym that went like, and that's Smodco Internet Production, and that way it could be used for anything.
Yeah, and it's easy because it's SIP.
Yeah, so take a sip of Smith. You could do that, right?
Yeah.
Sounds weird, but hey.
This week on SIP.
Yeah, this week on SIP. Previously on SIP.
Yeah. Because then it's SWIP. This week, Twansip.
Bro, we were on a roll and we blew it.
Story of my life.